I am going to give you a time when I had a setback. The title of this video is How to Come Back from a Setback. So in 1979, I was I was an LPN and I was about to take my RN exam. So when the time came for the RN exam, we had to go to a particular place. And just remember, 1979, there are no computers. So we had to show up for 3 whole days, 8 hours a day to take this exam. So it was on different topics, but it would take 3 whole days. So you can imagine, all of us were freaking out. We were like, we didn't know how long the exam was going to be, but it was 8 hours a day for 3 days. So, and all I am thinking is, how am I going to be able to do this? But anyway, I did it. And the other thing about the exam was you didn't know whether you passed or not. You just had to wait, be patient and wait, because like I said, they had no computers that gave you results. So that was, I felt like it was a terrible time. It was stressful, a lot of anxiety that, and it wasn't for me alone. Most of the girls, not girls, all the nurses that were there, because they were both men and women, a lot of the nurses that were there, they were going through the same motions I was going through. So thank God, I had to exercise my patience, and when I got my results, I passed, and so did so many other. It was thousands of nurses. So there are moments in your life when you are going to go through stressful situation. That was stressful. Then the fact that you didn't know whether you passed or not, that was a lot of anxiety right there. But you have to make a decision that you're going to be patient in this situation and wait, because there's nothing you can do about it, you know? So I want to talk about practical step number 1 about a setback. The first thing you have to do is accept it. Do not be in denial. It has happened. And you have to now figure out, in your situation, it may not be a nursing exam. It could be a different type of setback surrounding family or a job setback. So you have to figure out what you're going to do. I want to say, don't pretend that the setback did not happen. Encourage yourself, but don't get stuck. Make a decision. This has happened. What am I going to do about it? Set some goals. Write some things you can start doing right away. Practical step number 2 of how to approach a setback. Focus on one small step. Do not try to fix everything at one time. Small actions build momentum. Example, if you might have a fear of calling a particular person. That person has been on your mind, and it might be some person you don't have a very good relationship with. But it's like your mind, you've been thinking about him or her, and you're saying, I really need to call that person, put my pride aside and call. So you have to make a decision, I'm going to call that person, because it may very be that that person needs to hear from you. Okay, it's another thing you want to do coming out of a setback is you want to clean your house. Now that's a very big chore. Cleaning the house after you've gone through a setback, you have no desire to do that. You just want to sit and just stress it out. But you have to make a decision. Your house needs to be clean. So you make a decision and do it, and you'll feel better. Another one might be, okay, you have a particular friend who is in the hospital. Maybe that person had surgery and now they are in rehab. They were in the hospital first, they had their surgery, now they are in rehab. And you are somebody who is afraid of the smell of hospitals or the smell of rehab. I have some people like that, some friends like that. They just don't want to go to these places. Or they might think that they might catch something, you know? But I'm gonna say go ahead and make the decision to go see a friend, and then you will overcome that setback of not feeling like you can visit a hospital because of the smell or whatever. Okay, practical step number 3. Be careful what you are constantly listening to and what you think about, you know. Avoid negative songs. Some songs, the music, the melody is nice, but the words are negative. You don't want to be listening to that, you know. Don't compare yourself to others. There is only one you. You have all the talent you ever needed, the skills and your gifts. These are all given to you by your Creator. So you have nothing to worry about. You have everything you need to be creative and make yourself better. Stay away from discouraging environments. You know, you just know there are certain environments that are not good for you. So stay away from that, and maybe you might want to make a phone call instead, or FaceTime if you know a particular environment is not good for you. Practical step number 4. Take care of yourself, which will lead you to wellness, body and mind and soul. Focus on getting more sleep. If you do not get enough sleep, you will wake up most likely with tiredness, which will lead to irritability. So get your sleep. Focus on increasing hydration. A lot of people, they are they are dehydrated, but they are thinking they are hungry. So try increasing fluid intake. Increase your intake of healthy foods. Sometimes you are out and about and you really can't get to your so-called healthy plate. Why don't you check out the grocery stores in your area? And most of them, you can go to the cooking area and you can get some nice plate to go. You get vegetables, you can get whatever it is you eat in fish, chicken, and I have been to those places and have gotten a pretty nice plate to go. Take a nap during the day. If you can't really lay down, maybe you can get a chair and you can recline in a chair and put your feet up on a chair. So that will help you right away. That puts you in a relaxed mode. Okay, manage stress and plan your day. When you wake up, you never know what the news will be, if somebody's going to call you with some bad reports. You have to manage that. Don't let it overwhelm you and just take over. Like I recently had a family member that had a bad report. And so I said, okay, the family made plans on how we're going to handle that. And I must say, all of us talking about it and giving some, everybody coming in and making a decision, it's helping the situation. When you manage yourself, your time, you are allowing you to put aside some time for self-care. It may be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. In this day and age, everybody is tired. Some people still have a job. You can't take that much time. But even if maybe you might want to just go sit in your car if you are working in a place that is safe, you might go sit in a car and just maybe, relax. Put your head back, relax for about 10 minutes, and then go back to work. That will help you feel a whole lot better. Continue to meditate on good things. I have one more practical step for you, but I want to ask you to consider this video you are listening to. If it has brought you any encouragement and you would like to see more, leave a comment under my video of what videos you want me to talk about. If you want it to be wellness, physical health, or whatever it might be, let me know in the comments. And please subscribe for more wellness videos like this and leave a like. Okay, we are going to practical step number 5. Remember, this is not the end of setbacks. I'm not saying that don't say it will not happen again. You never know. You just never know. When we got the news of the family member with a bad report, it was a setback. But we all came together and we created a plan for her. We took her to the doctor. We didn't send her alone. We took her to the doctor. All of us, most of us were there. And we've traveled with her so she's not alone, so she can feel the love of the family surrounding her. So when the setback comes again, remember what you did in the first setback or the last setback and take some pointer tips from there to handle your current setback. Keep going in your life. Don't let the setback make you get stuck. You have to continue your life. I would like to thank you for listening to my video. And I want to encourage you also to check Peak Wellness Connection, the channel. It has a lot of different videos. I mean, I have up to about over 50 videos, so you will find something else you are interested in. I have prayers, I have herbal tips, I have like what you can do to straighten your back, I have falls risk, and different things like that. So go look around. You have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.